Sit down together before you start the business to calculate how much you can afford to invest in your company, how you'll recoup any lost income while you focus on your business, and, if necessary, what you and your family will do for health insurance while you're focusing on your business. Schedule regular business meetings to discuss updates to your income and spending on the business. Respect your partner's limits on the maximum unexpected spending on the business. As Cadeau Hirschberg puts it, another $25,000? Okay. A second mortgage? No. Pressuring your partner to spend more money than he or she feels comfortable with, spending that money without admitting it, or run-of-the-mill business struggles also risk exacerbating any personal tensions you might have with family members, especially your spouse or romantic partner. A 2012 study published in Family Relations and cited by Inc.'s Jessica Bruder finds that couples who argue primarily about money are more likely to get divorced than those who fight mostly about sex, in-laws, chores, or other highly charged topics. Some entrepreneurs' money woes create lasting damage to their families, their marriages, and even their personal credit. Bruder reports on one worst-case scenario. I basically jeopardized the family's finances to fund my startup, says Penelope Trunk of her third company, Brazen Careerist, which hosted virtual job recruiting events. We cashed out our 401ks. We ran out of money twice. We had the electricity turned off. At one point, the family was living in a 400-square-foot New York City apartment, and Trunk, her husband, and 2 young sons all slept on the floor. If 23-year-old guys are sleeping on the floor in Cambridge, no one even cares, right? The Reddit guy slept on the floor, she says. But I made my family sleep on the floor so I could get my company off the ground. When I think about that, her voice trails off. By the time Trunk and the father of her children divorced, after 14 years together, she had ruined both of their credit scores. Not ideal, right? And, as Bruder reports, divorce can also harm your business, since several states have community property laws that dictate all assets accumulated by the couple during the marriage be split down the middle. That includes company stock. In some cases, companies have been sold to raise cash to pay off spouses. In others, brawling exes have been forced to become business partners. If you're starting a business while married, either with or without your personal partner, financial advisor Diane Hively suggests protecting both of you with paperwork. She recommends the following. If you're not married yet, sign a prenuptial agreement to declare your business non-marital property. In other words, a separately held asset that won't be divided should you divorce. If you're already married, consult a family attorney about a postnuptial agreement, as well as buy-sell agreements, which set terms of business ownership transfer in advance, and shareholder agreements, which can set limits on the ownership rights of a founder's ex-spouse. We have spoken with a lot of founders whose marriages don't survive the launch and running of a business. However, a personal split doesn't always mean the end of a productive business relationship. In 2017, I profiled Wana Brands, one of the most successful and high-profile makers of legal marijuana edibles. Co-owners Nancy and John Whiteman were married with 2 kids, working more traditional jobs in marketing and urban planning, respectively. When an acquaintance started working on a marijuana-infused soda business, the Whitemans were intrigued and decided to establish their own edibles company. Yet while the couple was setting up a new professional partnership, they were ending their personal one. Starting a business when we did, given where our marriage was at the time, was a brave act, many people thought, Nancy says, choosing her words carefully. But there was the fun factor. We're both motivated by trying new things, and we thought, this would be so cool. Why not just try it? She and John divorced in 2011, but found their footing as business partners. John would oversee Wana's operations and logistics, while Nancy would handle sales, finance, marketing, and business development, and be the